All right, another video on pitches on the staff and how to notate pitches on a staff. Notice that this is a bass clef staff. The bass clef sign, sometimes referred to as an F clef, F as in Frank, because it sort of looks like a F. If you imagine these two dots are the little parts that protrude from an F, maybe. But more importantly, it's called an F staff because those two dots surround the 1, 2, 3, fourth line up from the bottom. Now remember, changing clefs changes the names of these lines and spaces. So where this line might have had one name in a treble clef staff, it has a different name for the bass clef. And those two dots surround the fourth line. So that fourth line, a note on that line represents the note F. And just like we learned on the treble clef, every line, every space has a letter name. And as I go up the staff, the notes get higher. When I move down the staff, the notes get lower. So every line, every space has a letter name. If this is F, then the space just above it, a little higher in pitch, so we go forward through the alphabet. That note that's just above F, or the space just above F, is G. This line is A. The space above the staff would be the next letter of the alphabet, B, and then C. Starting back at F, the fourth line, if I move down, it's going to get lower in pitch. And we'll go backward through the alphabet. So if this is F, the space just below is the letter that comes before F in the alphabet. That's an E. Then D, C, B, A, G, and then the space below the staff is another F. If I were to keep going, I have to add ledger lines to keep going. That would be the letter that comes before F, which is E. Before E is D, and then C way down there. So there's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so that's how the bass clef works. Now, just like we did with the treble clef, we're going to learn some shortcuts to remember the names of the lines and then the names of the spaces on bass clef. So for the bass clef lines, the bottom line is G. Then the next line up would be G, A, B. Moving up from B, the space would be C. This line would be D. Then E for the space, F for this line, G for the next space, and A for that last line. So these lines represent the notes G, B, D, F, and A. In your text or the website EMT on the web, I believe they use the phrase, good boys do fine always. G, B, D, F, A. Good boys do fine always. That phrase is fine, but the one I like to use is just a little more fun, and sometimes things that are more fun are easier to remember. Good burritos don't fall apart. How's that? Always makes me hungry to do this lesson. Good burritos don't fall apart. G, B, D, F, A. So those are the lines on the treble clef. Let's see what the spaces are. I'll erase these line notes, and then we'll put the notes on the spaces. Okay, the bottom line was a G. The space right above it is going to be the next letter, which is A. The next line was B. Space above that, be C. The line is a D. The space would be an E. Next line is an F, and the space above that is a G. So the phrase we learn, I'm going to stick with what they say in the EMT, all cows eat grass. A, C, E, G. All cows eat grass. Now again, just like with the treble clef, these little phrases, good burritos don't fall apart, that works for only the lines within the staff. Once you get above the staff in ledger lines or below the staff, you're on your own. All cows eat grass is great for these spaces within the staff, but it doesn't tell you anything about the spaces above or below. So these are little shortcuts. They're not perfect, but they help you learn the names of the lines and spaces of the staff. Okay? Very quickly, I'm just going to, going to review by writing in, this time in half notes, all of the lines and spaces, and I'll name them. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then finally A. So they go up and down alphabetically. Every line, every space gets the next letter of the alphabet. The notes on the lines, good burritos don't fall apart. G, B, D, F, A. The notes on the spaces, think all cows eat grass. And hopefully that will help you name those notes. Worksheet 1 will give you a lot of practice on this. The whole first page is 100 different notes in treble clef. The whole second page, 100 different notes in bass clef.